we genuinely want you to do well so that your tenure can be very successful.
Major impulse that brought me here today was to see you in your elevated condition.
Madam Speaker, let me acknowledge and congratulate you on your ascension to the speakership of the House.
Speakers arise, let me also add my own words of commendation to you assuming the chair.
Madam Speaker, I too want to congratulate you on your elevation to the Speaker's chair.
The head of Parliament is now the spouse of the head of government. Really does not sit well with the tradition that the Speaker must act independently of the government of the day.
P0L.
And congratulate you.
Commendation.
Congratulate you.
P0L.
And congratulate.
People. Que pasa, suck, say what they do. Welcome to Crime Time News, where the difference is in the meds. Call it news with a buzz. This one is called Cockmouth, KILLSCOCK. And what this means, be very careful what you say, because it can come back and bite you on the ASS. It can come back and haunt you. And that is exactly what we see in this video clip as it pertains to the PNP. Now, people, we know that there was some sorts of budget meeting in a parliament the other day. And the main point of contention that the leader of the opposition, meaning Mark Golding and his cumbelos, had is that they had a problem with the Prime Minister being the Prime Minister and his wife being the Speaker of the House. They felt as if it was a conflict of interest. It did not sit very well with tradition. So therefore, they voiced their opinion, and we know what happened. Your Prime Minister walked out of Parliament. He was followed by his follow-backer. So therefore, Mark Golding came out and he did a speech interview outside of Parliament, and he pretty much explained his points of contention A to Z. So now the JLP were saying, but wait a minute, weren't these the same sorts of people that were congratulating Juliet Holness for her now being the Speaker of the House and telling her how much they appreciated and seen her growth, her rise to the top? So people, that video shows when it comes to politics, they are all a set of hypocrites. They are all a set of two-mouth cutlass, as so them call it. Them talk from both sides of their mouths. So therefore, whether a JLP or PNP, when it comes to politics, hypocrisy is the main gene or chromosome that they all have. And this video proves everything that I am saying. Now I know that the people from the JLP, they are going to say, hold on, wait a minute, break up. It seems as if the best blogger in Jamaica have did some sorts of switcheroo. He will no longer vote for the random quote meaning nanny. It seems as if him dep on the side of the JLP now. It seems as if him go put him finger in the ink and vote for the JLP. Hold on a minute, break up, no such thing. I said before, whenever I get any sorts of video, whether it is PNP or JLP, I am going to speak on it. I am going to give my opinion, which is unbiased, which is objective, and that is exactly what I am doing right here. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, it seems as if people cannot get out of their element. People cannot get out of their natural instincts. And it seems as if Warmouth, Mr. Madalashi, Everall Warmington is back at it once more again. Now, people, if you remember, there was some sorts of squabble with himself and the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, as it pertains to some sorts of controversial comment that Mr. Warmington made, saying that because of his power, nobody from the PNP cannot get any sorts of money for run any sorts of government, especially because his people lost in the last election that was held. There was all sorts of conflict and controversy, whether he was fired, whether he retired, what was his position. Well, he came out and he said that, listen, I am not going to be used by the JLP. Them a tell me say me can't work in the field like me a some sorts of Kunta Kinte SLAVE. However, I cannot stay in parliament. I cannot be a part of representational politics. So therefore, them take me for the JLP concubine, BITCH. I am not going to take part in any such ordeal. However, people, it seems as if he has had some sorts of change of heart, change of talk. He was actually speaking from both sides of his mouth. Now, the other day, like I said, there was some sorts of squabble in a parliament. And he decided that he was going to defend the party until DEATH. People were even telling him, people from the PNP side was telling him that, listen, you not get fired, you not have no talk in a parliament anymore. However, people, like I said, Mr. Warmington, Madalashi, was back at it once again. And he was making everybody know that his loyalty lies with the JLP and until DEATH, Mafiosa La Castra Nostra, JLP style. Take a listen, take a look to exactly what he had to say, and then I'll give my piece.
Warmington recently suggested he would not be campaigning for wholeness, but after this exchange with Julian Robinson on Tuesday, there appears to be an about turn.
I don't in the trend for your party. Day and night.
You were saying something different recently when you spoke with my colleague Kelisha Williams. Sorry, we don't have a change of heart.
What they say. Starting, yes, but then the Tuesday, I'm in the trench for your party. Full time. I'm in your motive.
Has that riled you up based on what they said because of what Julian Robinson said to you?
I'm in the trench. Julian Robinson?
He had said to you that you should go and come out of the parliament because you were fired.
I wouldn't dignify Julian Robinson with response. I would dignify him to respond to him.
But what did they say or do on Tuesday that?
Dignify Julian Robinson to respond to him, sir. Mister, I'm saying I'm in the trench for your party.
Now, people, like me say, based on what happened in Parliament, the squabble between the JLP and the PNP, Mr. Warmington is saying, as of yesterday, them draw me out. Which is kind of strange because his family member, being Portia, also said, don't draw my tongue. So people, my point is this. You see that it is in the family, the chromosome, the genes. However, this man is making him, everybody knows, so listen, until DEATH, I am a ride or die chick. Well, sorry, he's a male, can't be a chick, but then again, based on what is being said out there, it seems as if after he got fired or left, kicked out any sorts of representational politics because of his fiery mouth, him decide, said, listen, me can't stay home, me get bored after all of these fishy escapades. What am I going to do? I am going to be bored out of my wits' end. So therefore, I need to get back, get in where I fit in, which is in politics, cussing out any and everybody, being media and PNP. People, it is yet to be determined what is going to happen as it pertains to Warmington. But like I told you before, the JLP and the PNP, especially the JLP, all they do whenever their people do anything that is despicable, they just rotate them, take them from one place, put them in the next place. They will never get fired. They will never leave politics because there is too much sweets, too much robbery, too much corruption. Where else are you going to find that in some sort of 9 to 5 or some sorts of business? Politics is the feeding tree, especially the fact that the people are vulnerable, gullible, them fool. So therefore, we can trick them and bust, meaning get a big money in our pocket and then retire filthy rich. That is the motive of politics, isn't it? Point blank and period. Further on in the news, it is called a very dangerous fugitive from America and also UK is said to be loose on the island of Jamaica. Now people, one thing that we know about Jamaica, it is a safe haven for any sorts of criminal element. Pretty much you can hide in plain view. Based on the information, this picture that you see on the screen, his name is Louis Simpson Downey. This man is said to have committed all sorts of crime from A to Z, meaning ABUSC, his latest charges that him pretty much clad up at least 3 young ladies in America and Tekwa himself when the fugitive task force was looking for him. However, he is also on the list for thief, DUBZ importation, like me say, from A to Z. He dibbles and dabbles in anything criminality, even if he must have clout up a couple of female women, that is. So I'm entered Jamaica according to the P0L report on or about the 15th of March. And he is said to be frequent in a whole bunch of places in Jamaica. Pretty much in there all over the place. I cannot even read out the name or the list of places that he's frequent in Jamaica. Likewise in America. Likewise in the UK. In there all over the place. I create all sorts of chaos and catastrophe. So the P0L, they are warning that, listen, if you see this man, please do not confront this man. He is more than likely going to be armed and dangerous. And this man will take you out. The police is letting you know through their news brief that this man has no sorts of problem confronting John or Jane Doe. Him not a problem to confront the P0L, the fugitive task force. Everybody has him as armed and dangerous. So therefore, take heed, call the P0L if you have any sorts of information as to the whereabouts of this man. Point blank and period. Further on in the news, it is called pull up your little cheerleader skirts, throw up your little pom-pom, have some sorts of manhood, grow some sorts of balls, some sorts of backbone, some sorts of spine, some sorts of intestinal fortitude. Be a man or a woman that has an opinion and does not have to quote from somebody to give your opinion. I am speaking about a very disturbing trend that I see on social media where followers, baggy followers of certain blogger, it seems as if they're on some sorts of stalking trail. What they do is go over to every other blogger's page, channel, and anything their cult leader tells them, and they go on anybody else's channel and see anything that is contradicting that, saying otherwise. Then they feel as if it is their duty to bombard that person's page, pretty much stalking that person, pretty much doing all sorts of stuff that is not right. But people, we have to understand, if the head of the stream is corrupt, we cannot expect anything otherwise because they don't have a mind of their own. So therefore, he decides what they say, who they attack, rate, lele, blue, blah, blank. However, here's the thing. When it comes to YouTube and channels, it is all opinionated. That means that everybody can give their view on something, whether it is right or not. That is their opinion. Whether it is biased or whether it is objective, people have the right to say whatever the F-U-C-K they want to say. When did it become your duty to go over everybody's page and see who I say what, and then quotes from your cult leader, Kevin-like person, and say that this is right or this is wrong? There's a comment section. The reason for the comment section is that you comment based on your opinion or view. Why do you have to quote from somebody else? Don't you have an opinion or view of your own? So if it is that you as a man or you as a woman cannot even formulate your own opinion, who are you then to be dissing anybody, especially persons that are smarter than you, persons that obviously have sense and you don't. You don't even have an opinion. You don't even have a pride. You don't even have any sorts of manhood, any sorts of spine, or any sorts of stuff. So therefore, you should be the last one to even go upon anybody's page and I tell them what to say or what to do. And I quote from some sorts of jackass. People, me just say, I am not the type of person that you're going to go on their page and I flare up and act like it is okay. It never happened in the streets. It can't happen in a YouTube. It can't happen in a real life. So therefore, know who and where you can do certain things to. Don't you realize, and you me, that I don't even say anything when me hear people that throw all sorts of subliminal this? It does not really matter. At the end of the day, if you really do the ear tests, not the view tests, not the analytics or algorithm tests that says who have this or who have that, it does not matter. My view is my views. So therefore, I am not ever going over to anybody else's page and beg them or asking for anything. I don't even like 99% of the bloggers that talk about news in Jamaica. I said it, I made it very clear. I do not give a FUCK about anybody else's view or what them have to say. Me just I do my thing. So therefore, when me I do my thing, don't bring your bitch ASSES over here with that BS, because I will send you up under your mother, under the mother of your God, and also you can go and rotate. Leave it right there, so point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself.